Hello and welcome to Femme Fatale by Helen. Today I have a very special guest and it's a little bit different from rest of the guests that I have. Her name is Amy Charlesworth, and what's so special about her because she's so beautiful and look like a model, but she served in U.S. Army National Guard for 16 years. She was a human resource specialist, recruiter, air assault, rappel master, and went to Afghanistan, Kuwait, and Germany. So, hi, Amy.
Hi, thank you for having me.
And thank you so much to be part of my show. I want to say from the first second that I saw you, I fell in love with you. And you are a girl that I would like, first of all, I didn't know you're in army. I'm like, wow, I saw you at this event and you look so beautiful that I was so attracted to come and talk to you. Not that I'm a lesbian, but I was obsessed with your beauty.
We're kindred spirits for sure.
Yes. But then when I got to know you more, I'm like, wow, she's a badass. And then so that's why I want you to come to my show. That's why I want to show like how important it is to be a girl like you with your looks, with your beauty, and such a hard worker going to work for U.S. Army, which is no place for women, like fight against men and go to these countries like Afghanistan and Kuwait and wow.
Thank you.
So tell me about us. How was that experience?
Yeah, it's been such a unique ride. I joined when I was 17, so I was really young. I was definitely in my impressionable stage of life where I really had no idea what I was doing, what I wanted to do, what I was getting myself into. It was very much a kind of day-by-day discovery process, and I learned a lot of really hard lessons. I learned a lot of hard things the hard way, but I also learned a lot of amazing lessons about life too, and even from the hard lessons within the time that I spent there, I've learned kind of now as an adult outside of the military, like how to navigate social situations and, what not to put myself into, what to put myself into and all of that. So your point about, being a woman kind of in a man's world, there's definitely 100% a place for women within the armed services. And I'm so proud to be among those women and represent them. But I mean, it has definitely been a challenging experience for me being a woman. Yeah, very, very hard.
Oh my God. I know about your one of your skills that you have, what we just talked about it, and that you were one of the few women who could do that. Tell me about that, and then how did that make you feel to be that capable?
Thank you. So I was always inspired by people in uniform, mostly men, always men actually, that I was around that had these wings on their chest. It was air assault wings. And so for about 8 years of my career, I spent asking my leadership, I really want to go to air assault school. I thought it was very challenging, like an accomplishment. You could wear this badge around with you, and just, what they were doing was so inspiring to me in terms of what they could physically accomplish with their bodies. So I asked for 8 years, and every single year for 8 years, I got told no, strictly because I was a girl. Yeah, not because I couldn't do it, not because I wasn't physically able to, not because I wasn't acing my physical fitness test. It was strictly because I was a girl. They're like, the chances of you succeeding in this category are basically zero, so we're not going to send you to this school. So I watched peers around me who joined the military after me, men much younger than me, be able to go to this school the first time they asked. And so I kept asking every single year, 8 years in. 8 years, on the 8th year, I had a really amazing opportunity to have this leader named Aaron Carter, who was my sergeant first class at the time. And I asked him, and he was like, yeah, I think you could do it. I think you could do it. So he sent me to the school, and I'll never forget that. He was at my graduation. He pinned my wings on me. It was a very staple moment in my life. And even just after asking for something for 8 years, like that was a very big moment for me. Yeah. So after I went to air assault school, immediately after, there's this course called the Army Rappel Master course. And it's basically like you have to graduate from air assault school to go to Rappel Master school. And Rappel Master school is where you basically become the instructor of teaching people how to rappel. And so I went to this course immediately following Air Assault School, which is also something that Aaron Carter set me up for. And when I got to the school, there was 0 women there. There was no women on the faculty. There was no women instructors. There was no women peers. So I roomed by myself. I went through the course by myself as a woman, and it was all men around me.
Not a young woman, not just a woman that is so mature, like as a young girl.
I think I was like 25 or 26 at the time. I was pretty young. And thank you. So when I went through this course, I kept asking the instructors, like, have women done this before? And they, all of them they didn't even know how to handle a girl in the course. They've never seen a woman come to the course. And so as I was going through this course, it was very hard for me. They made me do a lot of things twice because I was a girl. So even if I passed it the first time, they're like, nah, you didn't pass this, go back and do it again. So I had to do things repeatedly twice just because I was a girl. And on graduation day, well, not graduation day, but the test day for you to test, you go up in a helicopter and you have to follow this very set list of instructions to prove that you can teach other people to do this work. And so you go through this whole checklist of items. There's a bunch of things on this list. And I hit every single point. I nailed it. I was the first one to go up in the helicopter. All the guys were watching me, and they I checked
in
everything
competition with men.
No, there was no competition.
No competition. Just like
each person had to basically pass this checklist. Okay. So I go up first. I go in the helicopter. I'm doing all the safety points. I'm checking the gloves. I'm checking the ropes. Like, I'm making sure I'm good. And we come back down in the helicopter, and I definitely passed. I definitely hit all the points 100%. The guy looks at my sheet and he says, no, you didn't pass. And he ripped it up and he's like, go do it again, just because I was a girl. And they didn't think I could. It's like they didn't want, it was like badge protecting or something. I don't know what it was about for them, but they made me do it again. So it was a really, really hard exam because you have to hit all of these things and you can't miss a single thing. And so I did it again, and I graduated. So after I graduated, I learned that I was the 12th female in the history of the in the history of the Army to pass this course, and the first female from Oregon to pass this course. So I was actually awarded with a special medal from the military in Oregon for that. So
isn't this fucking awesome?
Yeah.
Like this.
Thank you.
And at 25 years old, like right now, I literally felt goosebumps all over my body.
Thanks.
I want to start with, like, how did you find this courage? Like,
to me, it was never about courage. It was just about the fact someone was telling me no, I think. I knew what I wanted, and taking no for an answer was not going to sit well with me. I wanted to be that person that could do it. I wanted to prove to myself. I wanted the badge. I wanted to prove to other people, telling me no when I know what I want, that's just going to make me want it even more. And I went for it.
You were 25 years old. Yeah. So that feeling like I want to get this, I'm just going to go for it. Did you have a role model? Like, how did you had all those ambition and all those fire in you? Like, where did it start?
Yeah, I unfortunately did not have any female role models in the military. I wish that I did. But, this might sound silly, but it was honestly things like watching movies, like, the superhero characters, the women, like Scarlett Johansson's characters, like in Avengers and all that stuff. Like, I wanted to be like this powerful, strong woman. And
at what age?
Always, ever since I was little.
Okay.
Yeah, like, I used to watch a lot of war movies with my dad. He was super into like military history and, stuff like that. So, I don't really have too many family members. In fact, any that I can think of today that were in the military besides long gone past family members. But, it's what I really wanted to do. And I really wanted to be a strong woman and just prove to myself and to other people I could do it.
You are.
Yeah, thank you.
You are.
Yeah,
wow.
It's almost a character, though. I will say that. It's definitely a character, because I definitely like to set it down and just be like calm and sweet and feminine other times, but then there's times I just want to be like, I've got this.
Yeah, like badass, you have that side in you. That's not all you.
Yeah.
But you have that side in you that you're so badass that you can, like, you're so capable of doing something that it's not even that common for women to do it, for females to do. So you have that side in you. And of course you have the other side that is soft and sweet, because that's all I know. I haven't seen the soldier yet.
Yeah. Hopefully you won't.
I'll be so bored. You're going to kick my ass so bad.
Oh my gosh.
I know you do other stuff too. I thought I heard you do jiu-jitsu. What else you do? Like, tell me all about it.
Yeah, so I've recently gotten super into jiu-jitsu. I love it. It's very challenging. It's usually other men, but I just found a couple groups that have women too, which is exciting.
I'm not gonna come to the class with you. Hell
You should.
no.
Oh my God, it's
You're
so
gonna
fun.
kick my ass.
No, it's
as long as we are not gonna put in together.
yeah, no, to be honest with you though, like I get my bum kicked daily when I go to class, but I think the beauty in that is that it's giving me another level to get to. It's like, this person did awesome. They were amazing. Like they beat me. I'm going to beat them next time.
Okay,
like it
cool.
kind of makes you think through and even learning from them in those moments.
see.
Like, oh, it's almost like playing chess, right?
I
Like,
see.
oh, they did this move. Well, I'm going to keep that one in the back pocket for next time now. So I think even in failure,
Yeah.
even when you're losing,
like
you can
that.
still learn something and you can use it next time.
The power of failure.
The power of failure. Yeah.
Power of failure.
So
Very, very powerful.
yeah, I think it's good. So jiu-jitsu, yeah, I like to work out. I'm right now I'm super into human resources, talent acquisition. I've been spending a lot of time doing like staffing and hiring and recruiting for a lot of other businesses. So I'm kind of all over the map, but still keeping the physical game going.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think you should always keep the physical game going.
Yeah.
I think that's a sexy part of you that is like so admiring to other women for us to watch you. Like, you are like a superhero.
Aw.
You are like a superhero. Like, you're a superhero that is intelligent, smart, beautiful, like a complete package together. So I look up to you.
Thanks. I look up to you.
Oh, no,
yeah.
I look up to you. You're a beautiful human being.
Thanks, lady. See, kindred spirits. Spirits. Yeah.
I want to ask you a funny story because I was just talking with a psychologist recently, and then we were actually just talking about it, and it's been a week that I am like troubled with what she said. So I asked her, how do you find value for yourself? How do you value yourself? And then she told me, you look around yourself. You ask 20, 30 people around you, the most closest people around you, and you look at them, how they're valuing you. And then you start kind of from there. You value yourself based on how much your closest people love you and how they see you and how much impact you have on their life. And then, like, as soon as she said it, like, I literally couldn't continue my podcast anymore because I kind of got lost with her, the way that she presented, like, for me, how to value myself. So before I go and dissect it more, I want to ask this question from you. I want to know, how do you know you're valuable? Because this question, it became so important to me that I want to ask everybody. And like by end of my podcast, I want to come up to like a value system that, what is it exactly? How exactly we are valuing ourselves?
Yeah.
So, how do you know you're valuable?
I think this is a very important question for me, right? It's a very staple thing that I think about a lot, and I've been putting so much work into that question itself lately. I think for most of my life, I put the value on how other people see me, and I think that is a mistake. I think it's a big mistake. Doing that will make you sacrifice who you are, what you value, who you want to be. I mean, like, it's sacrificing all of those things. Mm-hmm. So I used to my detriment, look at other people and get their feedback and their, reactions. And that's how I was determining my worth or my value. And today I don't do that anymore. I don't do that anymore. Right now, it's, what do I want? What makes me happy? Am I reaching my goals? How do I feel about myself? Can I sleep with myself at night? Meaning, am I going to sleep happy with how I handled a situation during the day or an interaction, or happy with what effort I put into my own goals and my own happiness, or how I gave back to others, or whatever the case is? Like, I want to be able to go to sleep at night knowing I did my best. I, did right for myself. I worked on my goals. I was kind to other people, right? Like, those are the things that give me value. So, I think that particular question about value, I mean, I don't know if that was her intent, but I would say probably some not great advice to go to other people to figure out what your value is. Yeah.
Okay. So tell me, how would you feel or how do you value yourself if you're in a community or if you're in a circle that other people not actually valuing what you're doing or not valuing how you're thinking?
Yeah,
Then what?
That's another incredible thing that I also have done recently is like just taking an inventory of the people I'm surrounded by, intimate relationships with other people, even my family, my friends, right? And what are the quality of those like? So how I'm doing that is in the moment when I'm with that person, taking an inventory of how I feel. So if I'm always spending time with someone, when I leave the interaction, I feel down, I'm not happy, maybe I'm depressed, it doesn't bring me joy. Like, in your tummy, you can kind of get a gauge of how you're feeling. If those people that I'm interacting with give me the down tummies, I'm out of there. Like I start separating myself, moving away from those types of people. The people I want in my life are people that bring me joy. I want people in my life that are leaving me with that happiness. So like when we hang out, when we're spending time together, when we have a dinner or whatever, I'm on cloud 9. I'm super excited. We're always connected on things I love. Like I love fashion. I love hanging out with my girlfriends. I love going to events and music and just enjoying life. That is how you should feel with the people that you're around, whether it's work associates, a romantic partner, whatever. And if that's not the case, you are in the wrong room. You're in the wrong circle.
100%. Yeah. So to what I want to add to what you said, so like you might come because let's say we do have a personality that we constantly want to evolve, we want to learn, we want to be better on a yearly basis, or like we go through a major change maybe after 5 years, 2 years.
Yeah.
So if I'm surrounded by the people that they are not valuing me, or they think I might be too much, too crazy, too idiot, too stupid, too whatever, if I'm good with myself, I should like stay there, stay content with like, I'm good with what I believe.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm very secure with what I do. I know my own intention. So it was a nice journey in the last 5 years I had with you, or for the last 3 years or 1 year that I had with you. Handshake, goodbye, I'm moving on. It doesn't matter if it's personal relationship, work relationship, romantic relationship. I'm ready to move on.
Yeah.
If I'm not aligned with it, and it was a short-term journey, and sometimes I feel like I have a short-term journey with some people. Sometimes I have a long-term journey with some other people, because we both are aligning at the same frequency.
Yeah.
And we both evolving at the same frequency. It just makes it easier. We are like, yeah. Like, you are very hard-headed, I'm very hard-headed, and I'm like, but we're still in the same direction, and I can accept it, but I also accept it for myself, and more I value what I want for myself. It's easier to value what other people want for themselves, and I respect that much more, and I value their values, and I value my own value more.
Yeah.
And
that's such a powerful thing. I mean, it actually is a perfectly timed question too, because we just spoke about how do you find value within yourself. I think once you get there, that is step one, is do you have the ability to find value in yourself first and foremost, without seeking validation from other people around you. Once you get there, your next point that you just brought up about, like being comfortable with who you are, knowing who you are, knowing what you want, what you don't want, right?
Yes.
Then you're able to grow from there and stand firm in that foundation. So to your point about people nitpicking, you're too much, you're loud, you're like too aggressive, whatever. I get all kinds of comments like that all the time. Like, I'm too defensive, whatever it is. Like, I get comments about how people want me to be versus appreciating and acknowledging who I am. And the thing is, I'm so confident today in who I am and what I want and what I don't want, that because I've established my value internally, and I'm not interested in what other people have to say about it, now when people start nitpicking to me, I'm easy to be like, I appreciate the feedback. I do. Thank you. Noted. But here's the thing. I love myself. I love
Correct.
who I am. I know who I am. I know what I want and what I don't want. And that particular feedback you just shared is in the I don't want that bucket.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
I like to be the
Yes.
same person I am in marriage as I am in divorce.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
yes.
in all types of relationships, like we can part ways as friends, but
Yes.
this isn't aligned. We
Yes.
are not aligned. And I'm going to keep being
So
who
true.
I am.
So true.